just to help promote women entrepreneurs anywhere in the state of Texas. And we do that through small business advising, networking and training events, grants, and research into women entrepreneurs. We also are starting women-owned incubator programs throughout the state, and Kimberly is going to be is overseeing that right now. We are part of the larger Jane Nelson Institute for Women's Leadership at Texas Women's University, and we are preparing more women to take on successful roles in business and public service. There are three centers: our Center for Women Entrepreneurs, the Center for Student Leadership, and the Center for Women in Politics and Public Policy. And the purpose is to ensure women have the education to establish careers as C-suite executives, skills for building entrepreneurial businesses, and the framework needed to run for public office. So again, we're so happy all of you are here tonight. We have sent you some of the what the grant requirements are. These sessions are part of it. In the evening, maybe after our speakers have gone, if there are any questions, we can go over anything for you guys. But everything has been set up for all of you. And so all of the first half is in processing. We did say it should take about 3 weeks from when we turned in your completed paperwork. So the next half, it's much quicker to get that when we send that in. So we had to set all of you up as vendors, but we're very excited to have you here tonight. So what we want to do first is go around the room and have each of our grant winners tell us your name and your business, so all of you will know who the other people are here. I don't know if someone just wants to start, or I can just start calling names from the order on my phone.
This is Kim. I can start. I'm still in the conference room, but I'll turn my camera on. Can everybody see me okay? Can everyone hear me? Okay, perfect. All right, so my name is Kimberly Henry. I go by Kim, and my pronouns are she, her, and hers. And I recently started my business this year, the Gold Beacon. Gold stands for Grant Management, Organization, Learning, and Development, and Beacon because we like to guide people where they need to be. But I really applied my skills from both the Navy, my program management skills, as well as my advocacy skills to start this business because I'm extremely passionate about nonprofit development and making sure the people and the organizations that are helping the greater population and the ones that need the most help get the support they need. So I'm in West Texas, so San Angelo, not San Antonio, San Angelo, a couple hours west, but that's where I'm at. And yeah, that's all I have.
Great. Who wants to go next? Kelly.
Hey, good evening, everyone. I'm so happy to see Tracy and Bridget Moon. I know that name. Hey, Bridget and everyone else in the call. It's nice to be here this evening. I'm Kelly Mumphrey. I'm the founder and CEO of MilkSpace LLC. And I started my business in 2018, but I've just gained traction as of fourth quarter 2021. So what I do is I provide a mobile lactation space for events to service women who are breastfeeding during events. So I provide an actual trailer for moms to breastfeed, pump, and store their breast milk during events. And so right now I do have a trailer, but my goal is to develop a fleet of mobile milk spaces servicing DFW and hopefully throughout the nation.
Wow, that's awesome. So hello, everybody. I'm Bernadine, and I'm from San Antonio, not San Angelo. So my business is Power Your Potential Professional Development. And so I have a couple of different angles. I've been in early childhood for about 20 plus years in the school districts, nonprofits, and for-profits, all in early childhood. And so what I'm really geared to doing now is trying to reach as many childcare provider directors as I can, because what I found when I went into the nonprofit and profit agency, there's a lot of directors for child childcare programs that have no background in education or leadership experience. So they're running daycares with hardly no experience at all. So that's what I'm trying to do. And also, I'm a John Maxwell certified trainer and speaker. So I'd also am looking to build leadership in the capacity of anybody who wants to build their teams. And on my website, I'm also providing one page. I'm really directing that towards veterans or people transitioning out of the military, and just starting to put a bunch of links on there and trying to just bring a lot of resources together for anyone who's transitioning out of the military.
Hello, my name is Sharita Smoke. I have Sis Blessed Enterprises LLC. I have a Mary Kay business. We do makeup. I'm sure you all have heard of Mary Kay. I started my business in January of this year, and I am about to be a director, and I'm on target for my car. So I applied for the grant to help with inventory, to help me keep going up the ladder and hopefully be part of 2% of the business in Mary Kay and join those women at the top.
I'll go next. Hi, my name's Dana Perry. I live in Dallas, and I'm starting the Auto Expert. My husband and I have just birthed this company. I'm also a commercial real estate agent. So we're setting up the company to meet the need. There's a lack of knowledge in automotive shops in general, where cars have changed from being more computer-based and less mechanical, but they're still both. So my husband's going to be the auto expert. We're going to use the money. I'm going to buy it's a mobile scanner that hooks up to the computers. It's used to diagnose cars. Most shops don't know how to use the scanners or don't have the knowledge to properly diagnose using all the information that's given in the computer scanner. But I want to set up a business model where other mechanics can then purchase it as like a franchise. So I want to franchise the business eventually. And because a lot of guys with a lot of knowledge are suffering because they're not able to they're getting topped out where they are. So this gives them another option.
That's great, Dana. We need those computers. My name's Simone Brown. I'm the founder of Houston English Language Professionals, LLC. And we empower international doctors who are launching or advancing their careers in the United States. So for the past 3 years, I have really focused exclusively on international doctors that are trying to get residency training here in the United States. So I help them with the interviewing process and really the road to residency. And I applied for the grant because I want to scale my business to provide language consulting to those residency programs. So once my clients who are, I've had over 60 of them that have matched, once they get into the programs, they're still struggling with communication skills. And so I would really, that's what I'm using the money to hopefully scale and get some corporate contracts with any hospital systems here in Houston or anywhere, actually. So my big ask tonight is if you know anyone in the medical industry that's a decision maker in graduate medical education, let me know. I'd love to talk to them. I'm going to practice that big ask over and over. Thank you.
Oh, great. It's just so exciting to see such a group of women with such interesting and different businesses, and that they're also, some are innovative, some creative. I mean, just a great group of winners here. So you guys probably we are ahead of schedule. And so I'm sure you probably don't mind that if we end earlier tonight. But Donna Lisa, do you have anything before we get started? Because we've got Bridget here, so we could go ahead with her.
Yeah, I think let's go ahead and get that. And then that way Bridget and everybody else can get off and get their spend time with their family if we have anything at the end. I think Kimberly's got her hand up.
You're on mute.
Would everybody put the name of their companies in the chat? I was quickly trying to, look people up and, get connected so I could see what you do on a long-term basis. But I couldn't keep up.
Okay, well, that will be great. Well, Bridget, we are so happy you are here tonight. Some of you already know Bridget Moon from the SBA. We're just going to let you come on, introduce yourself, and then tell about what you guys do and how you can help these wonderful veterans.
Yes, well, thank you very much, Tracy. First of all, I want to extend a big congratulations for the grant winners. And yeah, I have some familiar faces with Kelly, worked with her prior and some other resources. And so it's great to have, like Tracy mentioned, the diversity. That's pretty awesome. And I am out of the SBA Dallas-Fort Worth District Office that's actually just moved right before the pandemic to Euless. We used to be there south of the DFW airport. And so we're in Euless now, and we're situated and we're open for business. We're doing appointments for those that want to come in, maybe getting one-on-one. We also encourage, which we're going to talk a little bit about our resource partners, try to get you connected there as well. But what my job is I'm a veteran business development officer for our office. We cover 72 counties. I'm also an economic development specialist. What that kind of entails is me getting information out to my half of the 72 counties, getting the cities and the other type of organizations within those cities and counties informed about updates with SBA, programs and things like that. And of course, the pandemic definitely evolved with a lot of information, a lot of things for small businesses. A lot of those programs are closed at this time, just in case there's anybody that has information on those. There is nothing as far as we know at this point in time of any of those reopening. So it's just kind of, and if you have anything specific on those, like if you have a particular application, email me. I'd be glad to handle those on a one-by-one situation because sometimes it takes a thorough review of your application that you might have already submitted. Okay, so I don't want to take other people's time going into that. But today, what I'd like to do is do a very general overview. I'm going to share my screen of SBA, and then we'll have some things with some question answers. Let's see, we'll go into PowerPoint. And let's see, where's my, there we go. Okay, can everyone see that?
No, I cannot see a PowerPoint.
You can't see a
No.
start, grow, expand?
No.
Okay,
Not just yet.
no, that's fine. Let me figure out why it's not sharing. It says I'm sharing screen. Let's see. Share. How about now?
Yes, we can see it now.
Okay, great. All right. So as mentioned, with SBA, we help small businesses start, grow, expand, and recover. It has been our main goal for businesses to be successful. And so what we want to do is kind of, sometimes we need that extra help. So we're going to talk a little bit about our resource partners. These partners been approved and funded by the SBA. Now, they're not all necessarily 100% funded by SBA, but majority. We have 68 district offices nationwide, and we have other resource partners with organizations, mostly of them nonprofits, in addition to our district offices. So encouraged by going to sba.gov, there's a local assistance menu at the top. and you can put in your zip code, and it'll bring up the district offices, all the other offices that can assist you in your area. So this is very vital for those that maybe not just local, but those that want to expand to outside of the state of Texas or outside of our local area. So just keep that in mind, that there is those resources to help you grow beyond our borders. And so what resource partners could be right for you? Well, we have SCORE, and they're more of a mentoring ship. If you go into score.org, they have at the top menu, it says request mentor. It takes about 7 to 10 business days usually for them to get a mentor assigned to you. You'll fill out the information, and it can be a wide variety of information, like if you need business planning, maybe marketing. So there is that opportunity to get help in all areas. You could be already established business. You could be in business for 10 years. It doesn't mean you have to be a startup to get assistance. Because as we know, the economy, things happen, such as the pandemic, things unexpected. Sometimes we need that additional advice or help to get through or reinvent. Pandemic definitely had businesses reinventing their business just to stay afloat. Because if they didn't, such as restaurants, a lot of them started doing those delivery services. So they changed what they did into making sure that they still had cash flow coming in by offering a delivery service. Or they worked with one of the delivery services, such as Uber Eats. There's a whole bunch of them that popped up during the pandemic, right? So those are things that if you need mentoring for anything, it's definitely something to keep in your back pocket for sure. And then we also have the small business development centers. I put that one there. I think that's the closest one to up in the area, but I did put down there their national webpage. It says americassbdc.org. You can find the closest location in that on their main website. They also do free business consulting as well. And they do have some low-cost training on some other type of topics, but a lot of their stuff is free. And if you're thinking about going into federal contracting, they definitely usually have somebody that has additional training in that area at these small business development centers. So always inquire for them. Both of these, as far as SCORE and the small business development centers, if you get on their email list, it's great to find out about some of their additional trainings that they have. Sometimes there might be a nominal fee to cover, maybe a speaker cost, or if they were doing in person, maybe they're providing lunch. But usually it's very, very little compared to what the training, or just check their website for trainings and see what might be coming up in their schedule. Definitely worth for those that just, stay afloat, stay in the know. And then the Women's Business Center, it's not Maryland. I know that's I couldn't find the pull off the Women's Business Center logo for the one that we have that's co-sponsored by Lift Fund, which is one of our micro lenders. This is, for mostly women. Now, men can attend, they can't discriminate, but they have a goal of helping women with small businesses, and they have work areas as well. But, sometimes women that want to get in business, they're a little shy. They, maybe not as assertive right off the bat, and just need that extra advice or helping hand. And Women's Business Center is that opportunity to build that confidence. Is ran by a great director, Tarsha Polk, and she was into marketing prior to becoming the director there, and an awesome job by her as well. So definitely get connected. And if we, on our veteran side, our Veteran Business Outreach Center, it's another known as VBOC. They do counseling as well as the transition assistance, which is our Boots to Business program that's facilitated on the military bases, and is also facilitated off base called a reboot. And it's also really good to get that veteran connection with them. Sometimes that you might have the same business that they maybe have already counseled with, or maybe it's a service-based business that you guys can pair up with your current business. You know, that whole, hey, let me help you, I help you. And, you know, it can be a great partnership. They just do an awesome job keeping abreast of all the programs that are out there for veterans, whether it's local, state, national. And they put on some great training programs during the week, as well as they've got a yearly conference. I'm sure they'll be talking about it. So I'll let them discuss more about that, but it's definitely great programs for our veteran community. And a lot of the same programs through SBA are also available for military spouses. So we end up with a lot of situation where those businesses might be started by a spouse while the other one's in service. So that's those are still beneficial utilizing the VBOC. And same thing with our loan program that we'll talk about here in lending in just a minute. And of course, I can help you and assist you as well. And that's just our information there. You can take a picture of it if you want. It does have my email, has my cell number, my office number. It is my direct office number. I'll give you just a second for those that want a comment there. All right, so now we're going to go into that grow, expand. I mentioned a little bit about that federal contracting. I'm going to spend a lot of time here. We're going to whiz by this just because I don't want to take a lot of time. There's just a lot of information going into federal contracting. There is a site on our SBA website that goes just into federal contracting, and we'll look at that really quick at the end of this. But we want to make sure that whatever, if you decide to go federal contract, our biggest thing is making sure whatever your idea or product or service that you're doing or want to present in federal contracting, let's vet it first for you before you go through all the work, and making sure that you have the ability to find contracts. That's the first and foremost, you know, making sure, as it says here, marketability, the capability statement, it's got to be strong in order to get those contracts. There is our main contracting programs that are set aside. We set aside 23% of all prime government contracting are assigned to small businesses, but they're certified through these programs, such as the Business Development Program, the 8A. And this is a 9-year program. Our historically underutilized business zone, hub zone. Do not get that confused with the state program. It is totally different requirements. Our women-owned small business program, that's a self-certified program. Our service disabled veteran-owned program, same thing, self-certified. So you can look at there at certified.sba.gov if you want more details about those set-asides. We do have a Procurement Technical Assistance Center. Another name for that is PTAC, that can help you at no cost if you're questioning about those certifications. So Across Timbers Procurement Center is in Arlington, and they do have virtual workshops at those that are not near Arlington, but they can definitely help you and assist you same way as SBA can do. And we're going to go into just the loan program here briefly. Of course, we want to make sure you launch, grow, pair your start if it's a startup, or if you want to purchase or do a franchise, or maybe you need to renovate, or maybe it's expanding or purchasing additional inventory. I just talked to a restaurant right before I got on here, and you know, they were struggling through the pandemic. They apparently didn't get some kind of loans they have applied for, and you know, they were needing inventory money because they were just in a vicious cycle of whatever they sold, they spent it towards inventory. especially with the growing prices of food. So they were looking for ways to get out of that cycle. So, like our loans could be used for a lot of different things: equipment, machinery, land and real estate, of course, exporting. A lot of people don't think about exporting, but if you've got a great product or service, we definitely can look at that. That because we're just 5% of that market here in the United States, purchase power. The other 95% is around us, around the world. So we want to make sure that if that's a feasibility, we want to make sure you get connected. And we've got a slide on that as well. And there's different loan programs that allow for purchase of land and real estate. And that's why we would need to make sure you had a business plan, or if you're already up and running, what that looks like as far as how you would use the loan proceeds, and making sure we get you the right loan program. Microloans are most utilized for $50,000 or less. Very competitive terms. They definitely work with the lower credit scores out there. A lot of times, typical banks are a little bit about 640 and up. They have worked with the lower credit score, but of course, your interest rate usually kind of floats with that. But it is an option. I think we do quite a bit of microloans recommended, especially with service-based businesses. But it's definitely I know, and I'm not too sure, People Fund, I know, has a great veteran loan program. So we'll talk a little bit about what SBA has here in a minute. Oh, did I go forward or backwards? Sorry. Let me see why. That went. There we go. All right. So things to get with the financing, of course, business plan, especially if you're a startup, expense sheets, financial statements, financial projections. If you're already in business, sometimes a business plan isn't needed. They're going to look at your historical data, such as tax returns, maybe a recent profit and loss, current balance sheet, etc. Now, SBA currently has, under the SBA Express Loan Program for veterans, your upfront guaranteed expenses are waived. So that's a huge savings, and that loan goes up to $500,000. So, and that has a wide variety of uses. You can even set it up not just as a loan, but a line of credit. So if you have a particular business that might benefit from a line of credit, you don't have to go up to $500,000, but it's definitely an option. Lender match is actually, oops, that went way too far. I'm sorry, I don't know why this is. Let me go back here. I don't know why that jumped. There we go. All right, Lender Match just went through an overhaul, and I think they're still working on the Lender Match itself, but it doesn't mean you can't go ahead and utilize it. And what Lender Match is just as it says, you're going to input, describe your needs, how much you think you're looking for. The interest lenders usually reply within 2 days. If you get no reply, it might be there is just no interest. And this goes across the United States. This isn't just a local data. This is like over 800 types of different kinds of lenders. It can be nonprofits, organizations, could be banks, so forth. But they're working on a better outcome, getting the banks to get more interested in this. We've found that there just needs to be revamped. So you can talk to the lenders, and it just gives you an option to look at possibly some other types of financing needs besides your local banks in the area. All right, so I mentioned a little bit about the exporting. We do have means for that. You can go to sba.gov for exporting. They are here, right here, it says, training, counseling. We have export assistance centers, our STEP program for the trade expansion. that there's some grant money that goes in with that. These will require more in-depth counseling on a one-on-one and getting some more information exactly what you want to do. We do have at our office, Export Assistance Center, and there's a phone number that connects you directly to the guy. He's a lot of times in Houston, obviously being by the ports, but we'll definitely get you connected if that's something that's of interest. And then, of course, natural disasters. And what I mean by natural disasters, SBA helps out with, is a separate division from our district office, is by Mother Nature. Now, the pandemic and 9/11 were two things that obviously were different than from what Mother Nature, such as hurricanes, tornadoes, windstorms, fire, especially like the California fires. And it's a situation where we kind of also preach to businesses about being prepared and what that looks like being prepared for a natural disaster. Because a lot of times we don't think it's going to happen to us, and it does. And I've had a lot of people say, well, I'm so far away from the creek, I'll never get, I'm not going to get flooded. And then all of a sudden you get lots of rain and boom, they're flooded and they weren't protected and things like that. So we want to make sure that, the inevitable might happen. We're also in Texas, tornado. We're in that part of that tornado alley, the end tip of it here in Texas. So we want to make sure that you're prepared. So disaster loans through SBA, even though it's a small business administration, not just for businesses, but obviously it caters to that small businesses when it comes to disaster loans. It also helps the homeowner, their personal property, their real estate. And of course, on the business side, economic injury besides their physical losses. Economic injury is what we saw during the pandemic, where people, weren't open. They didn't have any income to pay their bills. They still had bills coming in. So that's part of that economic injury. If you have in a disaster, you might not have had any physical losses, but your road that comes to your business is closed down for months, so no one can get to your business. And therefore, you might not have physical losses, but you have economic injury. You don't necessarily, as a business, have to have physical losses to have damage, and that's why they do the economic injury. The active duty military, sometimes businesses have key personnel that gets called, to duty, such as in our reserves, and that can be an injury as well to business. So we also have loans for that. This is just my information here. Again, just to kind of go over that. And then what I want to do is, because I got a little bit of time here before I do any questionnaire, since I'm still sharing my screen, I want to go over here to our SBA. This is SBA.gov, and I went under federal contracting. And under federal contracting, when you go, you can see where, let's see, I need to go back because it went forward on me. All right, so here it says Veteran Assistance Programs, and it has the contracting opportunities for veterans, the program benefits, the eligibility requirements. It talks a little bit about that, how to get verified. The VOSB verification will transfer VA to SBA. So that is something that's going to transfer to us eventually. We haven't got all the details yet in, but that will come to us. The program benefits for the Service Disabled Veteran-Owned Small Business Program talks a little bit about that. And then this something is what I wanted to bring up: surplus personal property for veteran-owned small business programs. This is definitely something that you guys can look in if you're looking for, anything in the surplus. It could be office stuff, office furniture, anything in that surplus area, you could definitely take a look at. It's just a program that's just recently got really strongly underway in the last couple of years, but definitely I would jump in that, especially if you're going to have your own spot or maybe need other type of vehicles, a fleet, something like that. It talks a little bit about the eligibility requirements. And of course, if you need other types of programs, out there. You can, Office of Veteran Business Development, you can contact me. Also just want to show over here to the left, you can see that there's the 8A Business Development Program that I mentioned earlier, the joint ventures, the management technical assistant programs. There's just so much that I just really can't go into a lot of great detail with the time frame, but I can definitely take any specific questions of anything that I mentioned or maybe have a particular question.
Hey, Bridget, we didn't see the last couple slides that you shared for some reason. We're seeing Powering the American Dream right now.
Oh, okay. So you're not in the, okay, hold on just a minute. Let's see.
We're not in the full view either. We see, you know, yeah.
How about that? You see that? Okay.
Yes.
All right, great. So this is, I'll start right up here. This is under federal contracting, veteran assistant programs. And then also here, it lists these different programs here in the blue. You see that?
Yes, we do.
Okay, great. And then you can also, you know, right here's the funding programs. It talks a little bit, there's the lender match. Of course, the relief options are closed. 7As are most popular. And that's also where you're gonna find the SBA Express Loan Program. And then 504 is a different setup where it's mostly made for purchase of real estate and machine equipment. Microloans we mentioned a little bit earlier with that 50,000 or less, but a lot of our micro lenders also do the regular SBA lending too. So I'm sure that that'll get mentioned a little bit from the microloan. And we talked a little bit about disaster assistance. I think that's it. That's really kind of the federal contract is really what I wanted to show you guys for those that might be interested in branching out to that. We highly suggest on the veteran going into contracting at least about 2 years, you know, so you have a good capability statement. Now, has people done it less than 2 years? Yes, but usually it's a unique idea or product that can get them their foot in the door a little bit sooner than that 2 years. But usually because that capability statement that you have to provide is you have to show that you've been doing it. You've got the capability. So any questions or anything? I'll stop sharing this. And
We did have one earlier that asked from Bernadine if you could help with an S-Corps application.
And what type of application?
An S-Corps application.
I'm not familiar with it. What you mean by S-Corps?
So S-Corp,
S corporation, Fallon?
a business formation. So if I
Oh.
know if you guys can't, then
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So you mean as the formation S-Corp?
yes.
Okay. Okay. I thought you said core, and I thought, okay, I didn't know that. Yes. On that, the state for veterans, when you go to the Secretary of State, it's currently waiving those fees for your registration, as well as the franchise fees. I think still up for 5 years, if I remember correctly. And if you've done it earlier, but after January 1st of this year, you can get a refund, and you just have to go on to that website and it gives you those details on how to do that. But if you need the actual formation, how to get a formation of an S-Corp, we definitely can get you connected. We don't necessarily do that type of counseling of the formation, but I can definitely direct you on getting it registered if you've already got it, you know, together with the Secretary of State. I've done it and walked many people through it, so that's not a problem.
All right. Christina said they'll help there at the Texas Veterans Commission. And then Simone wanted to know, what is a capability statement, Bridget?
Yeah, absolutely. Capability statement is basically you're bragging about your business. You're telling everything about what your business can and why it can do the contract. So if the contract says, I want for 2 years straight, I need, I'm going to go off the wall. Let's say 100 tanks a year built, okay? You've got to be able to show you have that capability you have the workforce, you have the supplies, to be able to do what the request of the contract is. And so it needs to be well written. So it could be whatever your business is, you got to look at the contract. What's the contract looking for? And can your business manage to that expectation?
Awesome. Thank you, Bridget. So we'll
Yeah,
make
you're
sure that
welcome.
you have Bridget's email when we send out the replay, so that you can get a hold of her should you need to. And I love that you chose tanks, Bridget. That was fun. So does anybody have any more questions for Bridget?
I
All
have a
right. Well, thank you so much, Bridget. Oh, Kelly, did you have one? Sorry.
Yes, no problem, Donna Lisa. So Bridget, in regards to microloans with the 50K or less, is there a minimum revenue requirement for the microloan?
Okay, so on the micro lenders, I really can't speak on their eligibility because everyone is very different. There's 4 main micro lenders in our DFW area. We have People Fund, which is their web address is peoplefund.org. We have Lift Fund, LIFT, then fund, FUND.com. And then we have BCL, so Bravo Charlie Larry of Texas spelled out .org. And our 4th one is dreamspring.org. Just as it sounds, dream, and then spring is like the season, and .org. I highly suggest individually vetting those because one might be better than another one for your particular business. I know People Fund has a strong 5% veteran loan program, especially with interest rates on the rise right now. That's been remained fixed for a long time. So that's a good opportunity there to look into. I don't know what the term is though. It could be a variable term, 5-year, 10-year, but then you could go to another micro lender and it might be a longer term, which might fit your cash flow better. So you're just gonna have to I highly suggest individually vetting them, see what your needs are, what your cash flow, what that looks like.
Okay, thank you, Bridget.
Okay. All right, you're welcome.
All
And
right.
then of course, Kelly, you can also work with our business advisor to help you kind of navigate through that as well. So, and the Texas Veterans Commission, we're all here to help. So thanks again, Bridget. We really
You're
appreciate
welcome.
your time.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bridget. So we're bringing you a lot of the different resources tonight. Some of them are going to speak later in this process or later in the upcoming weeks. But we wanted you to know all the resources that are available for women entrepreneurs. Again, appreciate you, Bridget. We have Christina Mortel next with Texas Veterans Commission. And I can tell you, as I was going through and verifying woman-owned or veteran, Christina's name was on many of those. So Christina, we're so happy to have you here tonight.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here and excited to meet these awesome business owners. And I hope that I have a chance to speak with you individually at some point in this process. I'm going to just try to make my screen here work. There we go. I can't see you though. Okay. Well, anyway, I want to just talk to you briefly before we get started. So my name is Christina Mortel, and I am a business consultant with the Texas Veterans Commission. And I've been there in the Veteran Entrepreneur Program now for almost 6 years. And we are a team of 4 people. We are all veterans. We are all either current business owners or former business owners. We all have advanced degrees, and we've all had different experiences that we think will add value to the consulting that we do for our veterans. And so I'm excited to be here to have this opportunity. And I want to thank the TWU staff, Tracy and Donna Lisa. We've been working together now for a couple of years, and so I'm thrilled to be back to represent TVC. Also on the call, I just want to mention is Megan Tamez, our new director, who just joined us May 1st. She's on the call, and welcome, Megan. Along with Megan, we also had another new hire, Jose Sanchez, who's one of the consultants for San Antonio and the Rio Grande Valley, And then Greg Shigemasa is another one of my teammates who's also been in the program for 6 years, I think. And he's covering Central and some other areas, but we'll talk a little bit more about that. And to Donalisa's point, I will be back here next Tuesday night to talk about the Bail Network, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But anyway, in front of you, you see the 8 different departments that TVC offers services for veterans. So all we do is help veterans and families. And this shows the departments that we have that deliver services, but what we're really trying to do is end-to-end services. So even though you may call me and we may talk about your business, we will talk about whether or not, do you have any issues with claims? What's going on in the education? Is that something that's impacting you or your family? What about employment? So we, as through the course of conversation, we'll find out whether or not you need some other services from our other departments. And then we do that internal referral. But as you can see, claims, we help advocate for veterans and families to the VA to help them with their claims. We have a healthcare advocacy team, which Megan is the former operations manager of, and she knows all about all the workings of getting veterans taken care of and their families with appointments and all the services that the VA offers. I don't know if you know this, but TVC has an education component where we help all the veterans who are using educational programs like the GI Bill, Hazelwood. That's all under TVC to manage, even though those folks are really out, many of them out in the field or at the universities. We do have some in the headquarters, but we are there to answer those questions and help you with that. Same thing with employment. You will see a TVC representative at workforce centers in your area, and they are there to help you if you're looking for employment. So there are additional resources as well. Obviously, we're going to talk about entrepreneurship in just a sec. We also have a mental health team that's in charge of establishing the peer network throughout the state to help delivering those services, those counseling services. And we have a new addition. 2 new folks have been hired to represent the homeless veteran population. So their job is to really help get housing and services to our homeless vets, and they fall under the mental health team. And then, of course, if you're not already familiar, which I hope you would be at this point, if not, we'll talk about further, is our Women Veterans Program. So that's a separate program to help women. It's not going to be really business related. It's going to really address any services that you might need outside of the business. It could be grants, it could be healthcare, it could be counseling for maybe MST, TBI, all these other things that may be related to your military experience. So I'm sorry that they're not here tonight, but we'll definitely connect if there's something that you need help with there. And they're there to help women veterans. So I really encourage you to reach out to them. And then lastly, we do have a section of our agency that provides grants to nonprofits who deliver direct services to veterans. So we don't give grants directly to veterans. We do that through third-party nonprofits who deliver those services directly. And that's our funds for veteran assistance. So those are our 8 programs. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to address those too later on in this call, or if you want to ring me up, in which we'll talk about too, how to do that. Okay, so in front of you are the things that we are talking to veterans and families about every day. So you can take a look at this. I'm just going to highlight a few. So we've already had questions in the chat about business structure and formation. We've already talked about government contracting, market validation, all of these things, and capital, access to capital, all of these things we've already mentioned in the chat. So what we do is we like to be the first responder, not necessarily a traffic cop, because we want you to stop here first, and then we'll try to connect you to other resources as needed. But we pride ourselves in taking time to do one-on-one consulting with the business owner on a variety of topics. So we would do like an initial call with you. You might be in ideation, you might be expansion, you might be ready to dissolve a business. And we cover all of those against that spectrum. So these are the topics that we generally are addressing every day. I'll be happy to talk to anyone about that. Just a few I want to highlight. Obviously, the government contracting. We have a government contracting guide that covers local, state, federal, VA, and SBA, and it has sample capability statements. A lot of good information there. We found out that there's a lot of vets who need that information just to get started. It's all in one place. We can send it to you. You take a look at it and happy to, move further on that. Bridget mentioned Hub. I'm the Hub outreach coordinator for the agency. And we help veterans businesses that are interested in becoming Hub certified. We'll kind of guide you through that process, help you along with that. And I can talk more about that as well. We do a lot of Hub outreach events. And then business planning. I know it's been mentioned here a couple of times. So we always routinely are reviewing business plans and helping you to develop it further, depending whatever your needs are, whether or not you just want to put pen to paper to get your ideas down, or if you're looking for a document that's going to help you get funded, we will happy to help you review that, including the financials for that. We talked about access to capital. We normally work with CDFIs that Bridget mentioned, which is People Fund and Lift Fund. Normally, those two are looking at businesses that are between the 6 and 24-month sweet spot. BCL and others are interested in those businesses who have been in business at least, 16 to 24 months and may be looking to expansion. So we can help direct you and prepare you to have those conversations with a lender. Let's see here, market research and validation. I do just want to say this one thing on that. The SBDC and the SBA sometimes have access to databases, which we do not. And so lots of times we will refer you to the Small Business Development Center in your area to request market research reports that would deliver industry information, trends, other things to help you inform your business plan. So we'll help with that and also help you with some market validation pieces too. But these are some of the areas that we work with routinely. Happy to help you. Let's see what else we're doing here. Okay, so Bridget did mention forming your business entity. So most of you I think are already formed. If you're not, high level, the state Senate legislature passed Senate Bill 938, which became effective in January and is effective through December of 2025. What that does is allow you to form 100% veteran-owned business, waiving the $300 formation fee, and you are also part of the franchise tax exemption for 5 years. Now, for those of you who are already formed, or if you formed this year and you have 100% veteran-owned business, we can help you with the reimbursement of that, and I can walk you through that process. But what you can see here to qualify, got to be 100% veteran-owned. Your character of service has to be honorable or general under honorable. Okay, we need the DD 214 or the Texas NGB or your VA services letter. I can talk to you more about that. If you form prior to January 1st of this year, that's another conversation and another set of legislation that you may qualify for. But anyway, we'll save that for another time. But if this is something that you're interested in, you can reach out to me and I'll be happy to give you a call or provide additional information. Now, for our veteran-owned business logo, this is something that we started about 2 years ago. Veterans wanted to be able to promote their business as veteran-owned, and we created a logo for that. And as you can see here, this is the actual logo. We just need you to be at least 51% veteran-owned. So if you're in business with a spouse, partner, relative, whatever, you could still get this logo. And this is just something that we offer in a JPEG. You can put it on your website, you can promote it. We also send you decals if you're like in mobile or brick and mortar, whatever. This is something you can also get. And we're finding we're getting really good feedback, and you might enjoy that too for your business. And I think, like I said, we just said a couple, 2 or 3 decals out, but I think you'll find it helpful. The veteran messaging, it still resonates with many people. So I think that's one of the reasons why we wanted to get the word out. Hey, you are veteran owned, and we're just certifying that you have honorably served in your business. Okay, this may not apply to you right now, or you may know somebody. We have a partnership with TABC, Texas Alcohol and Beverage Commission. So what they do is they have a program to help veterans who are interested in brewing or running a restaurant or bar, any kind of entity that has alcohol. And they have mentors that will help veterans who are trying to get into that business. As you know, it is a highly regulated business, and they want new business owners to know the process right off the bat. And it requires a long runway, folks. I mean, everything from city, county or city, every single municipality gets involved in this process when it has to do with alcohol sales. So if you're interested or you know a veteran who is, we do have this program with TABC, and Greg Shikamasa on our team is the point of contact for that. But if you want to reach out to me, happy to connect you. This is my gee whiz slide. We have seen so much activity in these areas recently for startup. I thought we'd just share it so you can see, hey, this is what we at TBC are always having these conversations every day. Now your business may not be on here, but that's fine because we are always interested in learning more and wanting to help you, as much as we can with both horizontal solutions as well as vertical solutions. So when you look at this, you can see what's out there. We have just so many veterans doing so many different things. So there's never a dull moment. So and I'm sure as a business owner, you know that to be the case too. But I thought I would just share this just as for fun, kind of. Okay, we do a large portion of our job is to do outreach and communications. Now, we've done two things in the past and we'll probably restart those in the fall. One is I had a podcast called Texas Veterans Mean Business, and it gave me an opportunity to interview veterans and their startup story. Very interesting stuff because everybody wants to know how you started, why you started, and all the the obstacles that you encountered and how you overcame those. So I was very excited. I have about 11 episodes out there. 3 or 4 of them are also with state agencies, and they're having conversations about how businesses can access their programs, especially their hub program, if they're interested in state contracting. It's still out there. It's on, I think you get on Google still. It's on Google and also brain cramp, the other one, I'll tell you, but it's out there and you can look for it. There's some really good conversations and a lot of educational material too. We also used to do, and we'll probably start again, Success in 60 Minutes. It is a 1-hour webinar over the lunch hour on purpose on a variety of business topics that veterans can, come to and listen to the experts that we bring on for them, lawyers, accountants, and people from TBC, from the employment team, education, whatever. So there's a lot of good topics out there. We'll probably try to get that going again in the next fiscal year. But we found that was really helpful. And it's just something that we're trying to deliver additional services to. And of course, it was very helpful during COVID. Okay, this is, many of folks that are on the call or soon to be on the call. Here's our list of our partners. And as you can see, we are working with many other state agencies and other firms as well to, bring you the best experience possible when it comes to ramping up your business and to being informed and informing decisions about your business. So I just want to highlight a couple. So Bridget mentioned the surplus. That program, both the state and federal program here in Texas, is run by the Texas Facilities Commission, which is listed here too. Obviously, we work with the Secretary of State and TWU. Thank you very much. But also, we're always talking to the comptroller. We work very closely with the comptroller and SOS. Every day we're talking to them about veterans and veterans in business. Obviously, we work with the VA, good linkage with the small business liaison, and also obviously with the VBOC. We can go back and forth with referrals, et cetera. They may refer folks to us. So, this is just a partial list, obviously. One thing I do want to highlight really quickly, if you are a nonprofit, and I think there is one here, I forgot, but I got her name. Oh, Bernadine, I'm sorry. Anyway, we are working on a relationship with Executive Service Corps Houston, which is a nonprofit that helps nonprofits form and create the framework around that whole experience about forming your board, doing funding, business development, all of those things. So we have so many veterans interested in forming nonprofits that we realize that they need additional training. They offer free counseling, and we've been working very closely with them. So this is, again, another resource that we can connect you to. Down here below, you can go to our website, tvc.texas.gov, and click on entrepreneurs. Most of our information and contact information is there. Also, we have just a general inbox. I have put my email address in the chat. If you have any questions, let me know. And I'm hoping that I'll have the opportunity to work with all of you here in the future. Last cohort that Tracy had, I think I reviewed 2 or 3 business plans, before you do your final. So we're happy to continue to do that for you, and I'm very interested to hear what you all have going on. So with that, that's all I have, and happy to take any questions. And I'm at 1 minute and 34 seconds over.
Christina, so Bernadine wanted to know how we get the logos.
Okay, so you have to be formed, number one. You can send me a request or go to our website and just say, I'm interested in the logo. I will send you just the requirements. And then there's 3 or 4 of them. One, DD 214, already be formed, 51% ownership. If you're not 100%, if you're 51, we just have to see something like operational agreement, et cetera, that proves that you're 51%. And then we just send it to you. We send you a letter. We give you with the JPEG file digitally, and then also we do a hard copy mailing and send the decals out. So it doesn't take very long, but right now we're got like a lot in the queue. So, but we will get them out to you.
Okay, and I put Christina's email back in the chat. It was kind of up towards the top, so I grabbed it and put it back in the chat for anybody. So does anybody, and Megan, so you can reach out to her as well. Does anybody have any questions for Christina?
Well, I will be back here Tuesday, ladies.
Mhm.
So we'll talk bail, banker, accountant, insurance person, and lawyer. So looking forward to connecting with you all then. Thank you for the opportunity, Tracy and Donalisa. I hope you all have a good night.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Christina.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And
Bye,
thank you,
guys.
Megan, for jumping on as well. So we're so happy with all of these great resources here. Christina, I learned some new ones from last year too. I think there's some added ones on there this year, so it's great. Thank you all so
Nice.
much.
Have a good night.
Bye-bye. Such great resources. Well, I'm excited about our next one as well. I have not seen her. Well, there she is. When somebody moves, you moved around on the screen. I am happy to have VR Small with us next. She is with the Veteran Women's Enterprise Center in Dallas. I know some of you are already familiar with her. VR, welcome, and we can't wait to hear what all's going on with you.
Absolutely. Good evening, ladies. Congratulations on winning your grant. Wishing you much success in your business. And what I like to do is just kind of take you to our website. That is the easiest way and the best way to get connected to us. And so I'll just share my screen there. So this is the Veteran Women's Enterprise Center website. If you ever want to connect with us, we do have a Bob. You can text us or send a message, but the best way to connect with us is to use our booking link here. Here you can identify a date and time that works well for you and book your session 24/7. So something comes to mind, you need to connect, you can book sessions for 15 minutes to 30 minutes, up to an hour. I always suggest you book more time than you need. That way you just have extra time if you don't need all the time, but we usually book back to back. So if you book 15 minutes, we usually have to hold you at 15 minutes. So just a note there. It's pretty easy to get through our website, but I'm just going to take you through a couple of things that are going on now. We are getting ready to put up all our calendar links for third quarter, but usually you'd see a calendar here next to this video, and all of our links are here. So if you're a social media person, we ask that you do please follow us. We're on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and we're going to start some TikTok. So we're going to see how we can work that out. If we have news, like new articles that get sent to us, they are linked to our news you can use. I'm not going to jump around because sometimes getting back when you're in Zoom is a little difficult, but you can click on that and it will take you to the article. If you want to know about our center amenities, all of our center amenities are here, our co-working, our conference center, and our cafe lounge. If you want to know more about that, you can jump to everything here. Normally there's a video showing in the background. Sometimes it doesn't come up, but there's a video tour And you can just go from there to all of our resources. So there's a video tour right there. I want to just talk a little bit about our programs, which you can jump here. You're going to always click on a picture and it'll take you to the program. So our next level business transformation cohort has not run yet this year. We're looking at possibly running this summer, but when that does come out, you will know by email. And again, follow us on social media. The applications will come out in our email and it'll come out in our social media. We had to push back our next level business transformation. This is our Fast Tracks to Contract program. It helps you figure out how to do federal contracting. So it's really for the business owner that's ready to do federal contracting, not somebody that's just trying to learn about federal contracting. This program literally walks you through sourcing your contract, writing your federal contract, and submitting it. Of course, we can't guarantee you're going to get it, but we're taking you through the entire process. The consultant provides you with an entire template of worksheets and everything you need to know about the federal government, their requirements from staffing to how much you can charge them for different things. All of that becomes your tool and you become a part of our alumni. So that program is going to run in June. Our consultant has some issues. We're hoping to run that in third quarter. So again, if you are ready for federal contracting, meaning you're already registered on SAMS, you've got some capacity. I think Christina and Bridget was talking to you all about that. And you feel like this is the next level for you. You can really use federal contracting to scale your business. Then this is a great opportunity for you. It will be a very small group of 5 to 8 women. And the consultant will be spending quite a bit of time with you, making sure that you understand the process. What is open and you should be able to register now is our financial boot camp. We are a spoke with the DEC, which is the Dallas Entrepreneur Center. We're part of the SBA Navigators program. And so we have a grant to provide financial boot camps. They're done on a weekend for a full day. They're extremely intense. But if you want to understand your finances, I mean, really understand your finances, be able to speak the language like a banker, understand when they're talking about different ratios and why those ratios are important to the banker or investors and to you, to really dig deep into your profit and loss statement, your cash flow, and understanding your balance sheet and why that's important, then this is a boot camp for you. You must attend both sessions. The first session is really intense, a lot of hands-on, going through the process, making sure you understand it. And then when you come back, we do a recap and you literally pitch us your finances so we know you get it. And then as a part of that pitch competition, you can win anywhere from a $500 to a $1,000 matching grant to either open up a secure line of business credit or a secure business credit card, or if you already have one, to enhance your balance on that. We do have a loan program, which we have put on hold. Our loan program was maxing out at $10,000. We found out that a lot of you guys need a lot more than $10,000. Individuals are trying to buy vehicles and enhance their equipment and looking at really loans around $25,000 and up. So right now we're building up our support for that program. And I can't tell you exactly when we're going to launch because we're not going to launch till we have enough money. So we can really offer you a substantial loan from like $25,000 and up. So you can get what you really need and you're not still kind of jumping from place to place trying to find the money that you need to do what you need to do. To take you home here, another program we're negotiating with one of our partners to relaunch is our Coffee and Contracts. That program gets you registered as, and that could be registered as woman-owned, registered as veteran-owned, registered as minority-owned. We work with the providers that charge for those programs. And so we're now in negotiation with different partners to see who we can do affinity programs with. We pay for your registration and then we work with you to get your first contract. So these are usually corporate providers, not federal providers. And this gets you into that corporate space. Again, as soon as those contracts, those negotiations are done, it'll go out in our email, but it also always get posted to our social media. I'm gonna stop sharing because that's really what we have going on right now. So I'm open to answering any questions about upcoming programming or anything that you guys might need that we might be able to support or provide. I don't know if Kelly mentioned it, but she won this year's Women's Veterans The Pitch, both the audience and the Judges' a Choice Award. She stole it last year and she came back and stole it again this year. So winner in your midst, and she will soon be getting her inscribed award at an upcoming event. I will tell you, we are also doing Dallas Startup Week. Those of you in the Dallas area, we will be kicking off Dallas Startup Week this year, August 7th. That's a Sunday with a Veterans Summit. So get ready to get connected at that. We'll be announcing the speakers and our keynote. It'll be from about 12 to 4 p.m. Of course, Texas Women's University, you guys will be invited to our networking event, which will kick off the summit, along with all of the other veteran providers who are out there so you can get to know them and meet. We'll be looking at contracting as well as A&M and how you can get connected to these resources. Our theme is Mission On, outcomes that produce income for you. I know you guys can get with that. All right, if there's any questions, I'll answer them. If not, congrats and great journey. I think I'm back sometime in July.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Anybody have any questions for VR while we have her? She's a hot commodity. All right, well,
wait, I'm sorry, I have a question. Can you just, you went over that last part really fast. Can you give me a little more information about helping to get registered for different certifications? You said
So
that
yes. So Coffee and Contract is a program that we are funded to help about 10 different businesses get registered so that they can do corporate contracting. Our original contract was with WeBank through a partner who has left the organization. So we're now in negotiations with their new CEO and also some other organizations, because some of you may want to be registered as woman-owned, but others may want to be veteran-owned. Somebody else may want to be minority-owned. It's really going to depend on who you're trying to do business with. It's not dependent on because you're a woman or because you're a veteran. Who wants what you're selling? That's where you need to be getting certified. And so we want to make sure we have the right partnership. So when you come to us for your certification, we can get you connected in the right environment and not just kind of pass you off to somebody and then they drop the ball because they've already got your money, but make sure that we have a connection with them to get you introduced to the right people and make sure that within that year, you come away with at least one contract. Now, we can't guarantee the size or anything like that, but our goal is to get you in front of the right people and make sure you walk away with a contract. And that's why that relationship really has to be well-defined so that we have that ability to get in there and advocate on your behalf within their organization.
Thank you.
All right,
You're
any
welcome.
more questions?
So, well, VR, you can help them anywhere in Texas though, right?
Yep, anywhere in Texas, we can help you. We're not just Dallas based or anywhere else you may happen to be, but I know this is a Texas program, but anywhere in Texas. We just met some people out in San Antonio, so we're going to be looking at doing a project with them. And of course, we're looking at our partners in Austin and new relationships in Houston. So I don't know where all you ladies are from, but we're spreading those tentacles and getting out there and making sure that all of our women veterans can get connected. So if you know somebody and they don't know, pass the word.
Great. Thank you, VR. Such great information. This is why we want everybody here, so all of you can learn all the different resources that are out there for you. We all want you to succeed.
Awesome. Well, continue to enjoy your evenings, ladies. I know it's going to be a great program, and I look forward to coming back and talking to you about the Partnership Advantage. Thanks again, Tracy, and all of your team. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, ladies, we still have two speakers left. I mean, that is a lot of information, but I'm hoping you're finding it all valuable and new resources for your business. Ashton, we have you next on our list. She is with UTA, Veterans Business Outreach Center, UTA Community Navigator. Ashton, we'll turn it over to you now.
Thank you, Tracy. Thank you for, letting me be on this call and introducing, this new initiative that we have. First, I just want to say congratulations to all the lovely ladies on here. One of my favorite things about working with veterans is just seeing all of the different business ideas and the needs that you all are meeting in the community. So I'm going to share my screen really quick. All right, can you see that? Okay, so like Tracy said, my name's Ashton Simmons. I'm a military spouse. I'm the Veteran Resources Coordinator for the UTA Veterans Business Outreach Center, which you'll hear right after me. And I'm also the program manager for a new initiative called the Community Navigator Pilot Program. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It's organizations that are out in the community serving as boots on the ground to help you navigate your community as a small business owner. This is fairly new. It was rolled out the end of last year under the SBA and introduced under the American Rescue Plan Initiative. And it's designed to reduce barriers for minority-owned and underserved entrepreneurs to improve access to programs and resources that you need to recover, grow, and start your small businesses. This program provided a total of $100 million in funding to 51 organizations. So this is a hub spoke model. So 51 organizations were chosen to be hubs. And then those hubs chose 450 organizations to be their spokes. And so UTA was chosen as one of the spokes under the Tier 1 Community Navigator hubs. Our hub specifically is the Institute for Veteran Military Families in New York at Syracuse University, and they are the only hub out of all 8 that provide dedicated support for military connected small businesses. And as you can see on the screen, these are the 15 other spokes that are under this hub, and they all provide support to veterans and military spouses across the nation. They are located in Florida, Pennsylvania, New York, and Texas, also Washington, D.C. Some of these are public institutes for higher education. Some are financial advising companies. So our office specifically, this grant was awarded to UTA, and I headed out of the UTA Veterans Business Outreach Center located on campus. And our mission specifically is to connect veteran-owned and military-connected small businesses to include military spouses with resources and assistance specifically regarding access to capital. So once you find yourself becoming lender ready and ready to hit the button to apply for a loan, we help with the loan application process. We serve as a liaison to connect you with existing SBA resource partners like Bridget Moon, who was on this call, Christine from TVC, and VR from VWEC. We connect you with existing loan officers and disaster recovery subject matter experts. And then we provide financial literacy tools and resources. So there are 2 other spokes located in Texas under our hub. One of them is People Fund. I know you've heard them mentioned several times on this call, but they are a CDFI in Texas, and they provide small business loans and business assistance to Texas veteran small businesses. So they have 10 offices in Texas. They have one in Dallas and in Fort Worth, and they specifically have a People Vet program. So 50% of their loans are to startups, and 85% of those startup loan applications are pre-revenue, meaning they have not had any revenue at all. And then 25% of all their loan applications are from veterans. And like Bridget had mentioned, they do have a fixed rate of 5%. For veteran applications. And then there's also the McFerrin Center for Entrepreneurship at Texas A&M. They have several different programs that assist veterans, including a boot camp. They do entrepreneurship leadership training. And then they also have business training in general for veterans. So some of the events that we have coming up, we have started a financial fundamentals series. So 4 times a month, every Wednesday, we bring in subject matter experts that deal with different topics relating to budgeting, your own personal finances, business credit and repair, business planning, developing a relationship with your lender. all the different things that you need to know to prepare you to become lender ready. You can visit our website where you can see all of our upcoming events. Tomorrow we have one where we're talking about business continuation planning. And then next Wednesday, we have a professional coming in talking about business credit and repair. And then the next one I am really excited about. The Veterans Business Outreach Center has their 7th annual Business Beyond the Battlefield Conference coming up this year, October 5th through 7th, and it's live in Arlington, Texas. This is a 3-day conference specific to the military connected community. It is nationwide, so you have veterans and military spouses coming from all over. And over these 3 days, you're going to have access to capital resources, panel speakers, entrepreneurship through acquisition, so purchasing an existing business, franchising, and then we leave the last day for entrepreneurial leadership. And so we align our event with John Maxwell's annual event, Live to Lead, where he brings in his world-renowned leaders. Yeah, Bernadine, I know that you are a certified John Maxwell coach. And so this year he's bringing in motivational speaker and author Eric Thomas. And so as part of this, UTA Community Navigator is hosting a Profit Mastery cohort. And it's an exclusive opportunity limited to 20 veterans. And Profit Mastery is a 2-day hands-on workshop where you'll discover how to actively manage your business by better understanding your financials. And just to manage your business to increase profitability and strengthen your relationship with your lender. So during this workshop, you'll have exclusive access to the founder of the Profit Mastery University, the Profit Gap tool, which automatically analyzes your monthly financial statements to show you where your profit and cash flow opportunities are. So I just wanted to extend this special invite out to the ladies on here. In 9 days, you have to register for the Business Beyond the Battlefield Conference, and you could win exclusive access to this cohort, which would include 3 nights hotel accommodations. It's going to be in Arlington, Texas, just minutes away from the downtown Arlington Entertainment District. So this would include 3 nights hotel accommodations, meals, materials, and online tools. And this is a value of over $1,500. And so right now we've extended the early bird special for the conference until July 1st. So I really encourage you to go and register and sign up for that. You will leave the conference with a ton of resources and knowledge to continue to assist you with your small business. And this is how you can reach me. Here's my email, phone number. This is our website where you can view events. You can request free assistance through our office. And then you can also find the community navigator near you. Again, there's 450 organizations nationwide. So there are several in Texas, depending on where you're at, that can assist you with getting you connected with the resources that you need. And I will end it with that.
Wow, such great information. You packed a lot in there, Ashton. A lot of things they can take advantage of. Did anyone have any questions? Okay, well, great. We will move on then. Thank you again, Ashton. Next we have from UTA Veterans Business Outreach Center is the director, Patrick Alcorn. Hey, Patrick.
Hey, Tracy, and thank you. I'm so excited to be here. I can hardly wait to get started. Congratulations to you and your entire team of ladies and all of you that we have an opportunity to participate in this cohort of training and to grow and improve and prosper your businesses. A lot of what I'm going to say you've already heard. And a lot of what I'm going to say is both common sense and common knowledge. But let me ask you a question. How many of you know that common sense and common knowledge don't always equal common practice? Right? And so our goal is to help you to practice the things that most people take for granted and so forth. So some of the stuff I'll share have already been shared. And I'll start with one of the things that's shared that Ashton didn't get a chance to mention is that the reason that the Community Navigator exists is because when the coronavirus hit, a number of businesses failed that didn't have to fail. And one of the reasons that they failed is because they did not have a relationship with the U.S. Small Business Administration and did not know how to access those resources. And the majority of those businesses that failed were from the underserved community. So women-owned businesses, Hispanic businesses, African-Americans, veterans, all of those businesses were in a large cohort of businesses that failed because they didn't access the resources properly. So the Community Navigator program was created to go back and fill that gap, to help you access all of those resources that you missed when those resources were being passed out. And that's the reason it exists. But nevertheless, let me roll on with the Veterans Business Outreach Center. And I'll do like VR did and a couple other folks did, and I'll just share my screen with our website. I think that's the best way to understand who we are and what it is that we do. And so forth. And so you should be seeing my website right now. Is that correct on everyone? So the website is pretty simple to get to. It's because we're on a university, we're UTA, University of Texas at Arlington. That's uta.edu/VBOC or VBOC. When you come to our website, you'll notice that the biggest buttons on our website are request free assistance for your business. This is the best way to get assistance from us. Clicking that button right there allows you to go through our intake process, and it's a fairly detailed intake process. We do this on purpose because our office is responsible for military connected entrepreneurs in Texas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. So we have 3 states that we're responsible for out of my office. And a lot of folks in the entrepreneur community are just kicking tires. So we have to really vet through the folks that we're really going to dedicate and give our time to help them move forward and grow, improve, and prosper their business. So don't get frustrated with our vetting process. Just know that there's value in the process. And the process is designed first and foremost to let you get to know yourself as an entrepreneur. 2, to help us get to know you and understand what it is that you know and don't know about being a business owner. Because many of the solopreneurs are what we call great technicians. They know how to fry the chicken, but they don't know how to run a chicken restaurant, right? And some of you may be in the same boat where you're great technicians, you know how to provide the service, but you're still learning how to run a business that provides the service. And so our intake process helps us to better understand where you are on that continuum so we can provide the best value services to you to get you to the point where you're actually running the business, right? And not just doing the work, so forth. Obviously, you can see our newsletters there. And then our conference is coming up, Ashton just mentioned. We do this annually in October. It's always the first Friday or the first Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday in October. It's a 3-day conference, as Ashton already mentioned. We connected with the John Maxwell team. And our 3rd day is always entrepreneurial leadership, led by John Maxwell. And we bring in folks from all across the country to participate in our audience. So in between time and in between the speakers that are part of John Maxwell team, you have an opportunity to interact and network with leaders from all across the nation. So far, I do know that the SBA administrator will be in attendance. I know that the mayor of Arlington and at least 3 of the city council members will be in attendance. Each one of the council members have a table, I think of 5 people each that they have at their table. The mayor has a table. And the state senator, Kelly Hancock, will be there. So you have a chance to interact with all of these folks at that particular event. And as Ashton mentioned, right now, we're in our super early bird pricing. So it's $149. As you guys get scholarship from the program that you're in right now, that might be a good use for $149 of your scholarship money to grow your leadership. And I emphasize that important point because your business will never outgrow your ability to lead it. If you are a level 4 leader, your business will never be more than a level 4 business. Until you grow your leadership and you become a level 5, level 6, level 7 leader, that's when your business will grow up and become a level 5, level 6, level 7 business. The more you grow your leadership, the more you'll grow your business. So let me stop beating that dead horse. as you look at our website, the one place that I want to take you to is to the resources that are on our website. And on the resources that are on our website, you'll see most of our partners. Obviously, we're partnered and funded with the U.S. Small Business Administration, the SBIR, which is the Small Business Innovation Research Program. These are grants that are available if your business is doing anything related to research, or if your business can use any of the research projects that are out there in order to grow your business. We're connected with all of the small business development centers. I'm sure you guys have heard this in the other calls. SCORE, the PTAC, these are the experts with respect to government contracting, and particularly at the federal level. And then the Association of Women's Business Center. We have one right here in Dallas, Texas, out on Interstate 35 in Dallas, Texas. And then we have a unique relationship with this organization here called ALICE, and this is something that all of you will want to connect to. ALICE is a machine learning, artificial intelligence platform that curates entrepreneurial resources for you. And it's designed by two women. So initially it was designed with women in mind, and it's expanded. We have a veteran community on there as well, but it was designed. And what you typically do is you just go on and log on, you create a free profile. Once you create this profile, in the profile, you describe your goals. What are your 1-year goals, your 3-year goals, and your 5-year goals? And based upon the goals that you tell the system you have, it goes out and it curates the resources that you need to achieve your goals. So if one of your goals is, let's say you want to grow a board of directors and you want to build a board of directors, it will actually show you how to build a board of directors, where to source those board of directors, how to set up the communications for the board of directors. If your goal is funding, it'll show you a list of funding opportunities. It'll show you how to create your funding proposal, how to work on your financial plan. It walks through and does everything. It curates all the resources you need in order to achieve your goals and so forth. And it's a really, really great program with, and every quarter they give away $5,000 in funding as well. So just be aware of that. The Texas Veterans Network, which is Combined Arms, most of you are probably familiar with that. Either Bridget or Christina may have mentioned that. Again, this is for we stay in our wheelhouse at the VBOC. Our wheelhouse is related to entrepreneurship. We don't get involved in homelessness or mental health or any of the other issues that a veteran might have. So we partner with the Texas Veterans Network. They curate all the other nonprofits, and they vet them as well, all the other nonprofits that provide those ancillary services, those additional services that you might need as a veteran and or military spouse. So again, the VBOC, we stay focused on entrepreneurship, but if you have other challenges, the Texas Veteran Network can help you with your other challenges. Again, we're responsible for Texas, for Arkansas and Oklahoma, so that's the reason that exists. The Veterans Business Network is an online database that curates all of the veteran businesses from across the nation. So it's a great B2B platform for you. Think of it as LinkedIn for veteran-owned businesses. So it's an opportunity for you to connect with veteran-owned businesses, create some teaming opportunities or create some relationships, sell your products and services to other veteran-owned businesses and partner with veteran-owned businesses. And the profile that you actually create in the Veterans Business Network is pretty neat because you can stream all of your social media through your profile. It looks like a website. So when somebody clicks on your business in a directory, you're still inside a directory and it looks like a website with all of your social media streamed into it as well. And then you can connect them out to your actual website. So it's really good. Government contracting is huge, particularly right now. The government is the largest purchaser of goods and services in the entire world, purchased over $600 billion in products and services last year alone. And so we actually give you access to an on-demand, online database over 140 courses that you can take for absolutely free on government contracting from the rooter to the tutor. What I mean from start to the finish. So if you just want to say, is government contracting right for me? There's a course to help you find out. If you want to create your capability statement, which is your resume as a business that sells to the federal government, that's called a capability statement. There's a course on creating a capability statement. If you want to find out how to market yourself to different branches of the government, there's a course on that. There's courses on everything in there, over 151 courses, I think there are. Each course is about an hour and a half to 2 hours long, and you get a certificate at the end. But these courses range in price from $75 to $250 a course, and you get to take every last one of those courses for absolutely free. All you got to do is contact us at the VBOT, and we'll get you the passcode to get you logged so that you can log in and access that Govology platform. We also partnered with Govology to teach cohorts. We do an 8-week boot camp, similar to what VR mentioned. We do an 8-week boot camp called Boots to Contract Procurement Readiness Program. And that boot camp is designed to take folks who have no idea what government contracting is. And at the end of 8 weeks, they will be submitting their first proposal for a government contract. We have a cohort that's starting on the 27th next week. Unfortunately, it's already filled. So, but you can get on the wait list, and we're taking applications for the next cohort. We do 2 cohorts a year, one in January and one in June, so forth. So keep an eye out for that. And then also Farmers Veterans Coalition. Think about this. The USDA is not just for farming, it's for anything rural. So can you have a cleaners in a rural community? Can you have a grocery store in a rural community? Can you have a trucking company in a rural community? Can you have a restaurant in a rural community? All these are businesses that are in rural communities that are supported by the USDA, the U.S. Department of Agriculture, which acts just like the SBA. So all of these resources are available for you. And then the last resource I'll mention here is this resource here. If you have here's an easy way to get started in government contracting. It's the most simplest way that you can do. The National Diversity Veteran Small Business Program, it allows you to take your products and services and put it on an e-website, which is a database that all the federal government agencies come to, and they shop. They all have a little pro card, or what we call, they all have a credit card with their limit, and they can spend X amount of dollars up to the amount on that credit card for their particular agency. And that credit card is spent at this website that I'm talking about right here. So you can literally go to this system right here, create a profile, post your business in this particular website. And then when government agencies are shopping for pencils, paper, cleaning services, training services, whatever products and services you have that the government agency buys, if they can buy it with a credit card, which is typically they are spending $25,000 or less on that particular item that they're purchased, they can buy it with a credit card. They go to this website right here, and they can buy directly from you. You don't have to go through a certification process. You don't have to go through a verification process. This process automatically certifies and verifies you to get into that system to begin with. So it's an easy way to get on there. So that's the Veterans Business Outreach Center as a whole. As Ashton mentioned, we're located on the campus at the University of Texas at Arlington. We spend about 85% of our time on the road. So it is critically important that you don't just pop in and show up to try and catch us, that you do this request for free assistance for your business, and that you schedule an appointment to come in and see an advisor. We were doing it before the coronavirus, and we still do it today. We do the bulk of our counseling and our training through using technology. So using Zoom, using text messages, using emails, using phone calls. And then when we need to, we'll do a face-to-face at your site, doing a site visit, or face-to-face in our office. But we're very avid at using technology to communicate with folks. So I'll leave the few minutes that I have left for questions and answers. What questions or comments do you have regarding the Veterans Business Outreach Center, and in particular, the Business Beyond the Battlefield Conference coming up in October 5, 6, and 7 this year?
Kelly, did you have your hand up?
I apologize about the background noise. My kids might be a little bit loud, but he answered my question. He said there's no registration, like certification required for that last website. So I just lowered my hand. He answered the question for me. So
Yeah.
thank you for all the information. All the presenters were awesome. I'm just mind blown. So thank you for all the information.
So let me see a show of hands for those of you who've been to one of our Business Beyond the Battlefield conferences before. Been there. Yeah, Kelly, I know you've been there as well. So just are you guys still seeing my screen? Are you seeing the Business Beyond the Battlefield, or what are you seeing on the screen?
We see it's a pop-up. If you X
Okay,
out of the
good.
pop-up, we'll be.
So I wanted to let you know this. Most of you already have businesses, but if you know another veteran or military spouse who wants to be a business owner and they haven't got a business yet, we're giving away a franchise this year. This is a government contracting franchise. It's a consulting business. So you don't actually win government contracts. What you do is you locate businesses who want to win government contracts, and you consult with them on how to win it. And you don't have to do the consulting. This franchise has a full back office system that does everything for you. So your job is really business development in terms of actually going out and locating those businesses that want to win government contracts. So for me, that would mean I would come on a call like this. I would ask you, how many of you want to win government contracts? Those of you that raise your hand, I'd sign you up to win government contracts, and then I turn you over to my back office. That's what the franchisor does. And we're giving away one. It's a $30,000 franchise fee that's being waived, and a $5,000 training fee that's being waived. So $35,000 is being waived. That application is still open until July 21st. I would encourage you, if you're looking for another stream of income and you have some bandwidth, this is a simple franchise that you might be interested in taking a look at. And then last but not least, I'm going to give you an example of what our conference is typically like. And then I'm done.
The success of small businesses and veterans in particular is a top priority for the president.
Mother and father immigrated here with a suitcase and a dream. I had a front row seat to entrepreneurship. I am living proof of what is possible in this country. Hey, welcome to BBC Nice. I don't got time to hear about the criticism. Rap serial killer looking for another victim. Come and get your issue. You're rolling with the 9-5 slash at you off because I can carry you. Beat kicks, probably hit it with a remix. Uncut, we rock this road. The amount of support and camaraderie and networking and coaching that you can get at an event like this is second to none. I'm just very fortunate to be here and excited about learning more. Just continuing to foster the life.
Hey, Patrick, I think your video froze.
Patrick may have froze as well. Okay, well, I'm not sure if we lost him or not because okay, well, everything that you have seen tonight, this is recorded so you can view it again because I know this was jam-packed full of information. I hope all of you found it helpful, how many resources that are out there for veteran women entrepreneurs. Looks like maybe we have Patrick back.
No, that's quite all right. I overran my time by 1 minute anyway, so I was just sharing the video with you. But thank you for having me here, and good luck to you. I know I'll see you ladies later on in your cohort. I've got 2 classes that I'm delivering for you, and I look forward to working with you.
Thank you, Patrick.
I also had Ashton go ahead and put the link to that conference in the chat. So I know somebody wanted more information, so you can click on that link. And then you can also save the chat. We'll send out the chat with the video replay, and that'll just make it easier, I think, for everybody. So.
All right. Okay, we're just about finished with our first night. So again, thank you all of you for being here. I hope you found that helpful. Part of your requirements is 3 hours of small business advising. So we have our small business advisor on here, Stephanie Robinson. But if you are working with someone with SCORE, or you're working with Christina, or you're working with any of the other resources, you can turn that in as part of your business advising. For the first, I always will go over this quite a bit because there are a lot of requirements. To get the second half, I know you haven't gotten your first half yet, but just to let you know, to get your second half of the grant, you are going to need to turn in a business plan. And we want a full business plan with 3 years of financials. And we do that for a reason, because you can really learn a lot about your business if you have the full numbers there. We recently had a cohort in Dallas with an incubator program, and someone who had been in business 7 years. And the greatest thing she got out of it was doing her financials. And it really made sense why she wasn't making money before. So it's really important. People don't always like doing the numbers, but it's one of the most important things that you can do for your business. Now, we do have Live Plan. It is an online business plan template. If anybody is interested in that, let us know. We will set you up with an account. I know some of you already took advantage of that. Stephanie can help with that, but she cannot do your business plan. But if there's some guidance or other things that are needed along with that, they're happy to help with that. Again, for the second half, you're going to have to send in paid receipts. No taxes can be included in that. We do have a spreadsheet we will send you to put that in. So we'll need each paid receipt. Try to get them in the same order as what you put on the sheet, because we have to go by. It's not bad if someone has 1 or 2 purchases, but we've had some with about 70 receipts, and if they're out of order, it takes us forever. So we ask that everything is totaled and tallied, no taxes, and the receipts for that. 3 hours of business plans, the receipts. I feel like I'm missing something here. 3 hours receipts.
Watching watching the training either live, or if you're not able to, I send out the replay to everybody. We do take attendance. If you weren't here on the replay, then you'll have to send 3 takeaways that you got from that video so that we know that you watched it. But we will coach you through that. So if we know you weren't there, we'll tell you that you need to do those things.
Okay, does anybody have any questions on any of that?
I do. I have one question.
Okay.
So on our application, we submitted the items that we needed and the pictures and the amounts. What if like one of the things that I was requesting, it's the Rodecaster, which is equipment for podcasts. But I recently found out that I can get a different one. Does this have to be the one that's on the picture, or can it be a different one but the same thing?
That will work if you can't find it. If it's something totally different, send an email or you can communicate with us through Submittable, because sometimes people have had to change what their project was or a part of it. So if it's something, maybe you found a better deal on something else, that's fine to send that.
Okay, thank you.
And when you send in receipts, make sure it's over 2,500, because we can't give you the second half if you haven't finished the first half.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
I have a question, Tracy.
Yeah.
So my piece of equipment alone is, one of the equipment is $5,000 without any taxes or anything. So I won't be able to purchase it per se until I have the full funds to purchase that one piece of equipment. So how will I do that?
Okay, so can you give them 2,500 down?
Yes, ma'am,
Or
I sure
something
can,
like that?
yes. Mhm. Yep, I
Okay.
can do that. Yep, I just didn't know, was that even allowed? So I'll discuss that with them and follow up with you all. This is my down payment and then the rest will be issued at a later date. Okay,
Yeah, if they can
All
show
right.
that you're doing the other 25 for the other part of it. That
Yes,
will
ma'am.
work.
Thank you, Tracy.
You're welcome. All right, anyone else? Donna Lisa, did you have anything else for them then? We know this is a lot, guys. It's like, whoa, what a lot of resources and a lot of information tonight.
Yes, so I will send out the replay and their information via email. That will come specifically from me, dstinyard@twu.edu. If you have any specific questions about the training, about the workshops, then you can email me specifically about that. If you have any other grant questions, like about the money, about the business plan, about any of that, then you need to email the CWE grants@twu.edu so that can be answered through that or through Submittable. You can do that through Submittable. You will also receive from me through Submittable. What we always do for our grant winners is we do a social media feature. It is not required. You do not have to do it. It's not part of the grant qualifications. However, you are strongly encouraged that if you do have social media for your business, that you utilize this opportunity. We do. I'll send you I'll send you a message through Submittable. It'll have a form, link to a form that you can fill out, some information, specifically because you are female veterans. As a veteran myself, I would love on the photos if you could share a picture of yourself in uniform as well as another picture of you in your business, if you are okay doing that, if you feel comfortable doing that. So I will send that out to you tomorrow, and with a suspense date on getting that information back to me so that we could do a feature of you and your business on our social media. Free advertising, very, very free advertising.
That would be an old grainy picture, not
And
sure.
that's fine. That's fine. I'll make them small enough or something where it just is always interesting to see. And I think to showcase that we have a veteran community, and just really to kind of show that you did serve your country and now you're serving your community in a different capacity. By the way, thank you for your service.
All of you, yes.
Thank you for your service also, Donna Lisa.
My pleasure. Thanks for your support.
All right, and ladies, it usually won't be this long. This is the longest night there is. So I know it's been a long one, especially if you've worked all day on your business. So thank you all for being here. We look forward to seeing you next week.
Yes, I will send you, it's the same Zoom link, but I will send you a calendar invite again with the information of who's speaking and what they're speaking about. So you will be prompted for all of that.
I have one quick question. So Donna Lisa, do you want us to wait until we finish the entire program to just announce that we will be grant recipients of the Texas Women University's Veteran Entrepreneur Program, or just wait until we do the feature? Can we put it out on social media just announcing, or should we just wait until we fulfill all the requirements of the program first?
I think it's okay, Tracy.
You can do it now on our website. In the news, it lists all of the winners. A press release should have gone out. I was trying to think what day that went out, maybe the Monday after you were awarded, but you can find it on our page.
Here, I'm putting it right now.
Thank you. And you can share that on social. Anything you do, if you want, feel free to tag us in it as well.
And FYI, I did not select that picture of the female veteran, so don't get hostile when you see it.
I'm gonna have to go back and look at that, Donna Lisa. I didn't pick it either.
She doesn't, yeah, her hair's all hanging out of her hat and all that. I'm sure most of us that look, I mean, we all look like we're kind of old school veterans before they freed the ponytail. So yeah, we're probably all in. So, yeah.
Okay. All right, everyone. Have a great evening.
Thank you. You all too.